Welcome back. We are going to continue with creating a podcast using GarageBand. You'll notice 3 tracks have been preset for you. Each of these lines here is called a track. So male voice, female voice, and jingles. I'm going to click male voice, and all I have to do to record my podcast is to just push the red record button at the bottom. Everything that I say will be recorded, and we can put it into a track and then save it as a podcast. To stop recording, you just click on the record button again, or you can press the stop button as well. Okay, we now have our video recorded. We can also add artwork, which is you see right here. Now over in my right column I can choose audio, photos, and movies. So if I'm going to add artwork, I'm going to choose photos. To put photos into a podcast using GarageBand, they first have to be put into iPhoto. So then once in iPhoto, we can choose them from here. You can also alternately select them from Photo Booth, which is the webcam app that comes on Macs. I'm going to go back to iPhoto and choose a piece of artwork that I downloaded off of the internet. Nice little image of Lego Star Wars. Okay, so now I have my artwork in, which will just show in the screen as the podcast plays. I've got audio recorded. The last one down here is jingles, and that is a spot that you can use to add sound effects. The best place to add those sound effects would be to go down to the bottom right corner of the screen and click on the loop. This will show loops, and here we have different sound effects that we can add to it. Okay, so I chose one. I'm going to move my voice down so it's going to start with that intro and then go into me talking. If I don't need a track, such as female voice, all I have to do is click on track and scroll down to delete track. And there simply is a podcast. The final step in creating a podcast is to go to the button that says share, and let's do export podcast to disk. I like to put it there in case I want to put it on YouTube or something like that. So export to disk. You have a couple of choices here. You can choose MP3, but notice your artwork will not display because it's only a audio form. If you use the Apple AAC encoder, your artwork will also be displayed. So we're going to choose AAC and click export. I am saving it to my desktop, and it's titled Test 4, and I just click Save. It is creating the podcast. Now I can minimize, and I have a previous recording of Test 4 in MP3 form, and I also have Test 4 in the AAC form. You can double click to open it, and it'll open it in iTunes. Alternately, you can right click and open with, and I can choose QuickTime Player as an alternative, and there's my artwork displayed and my podcast playing. Everything that I say will be recorded, and we can. So that is how simple it is to create a podcast using the program GarageBand. If I go back into GarageBand, I notice one thing, that there's a little dot in the middle of my red circle, which means that that project has not been saved. I will go ahead and click Save, and I am all done. Thanks for watching. I hope you have seen how simple it is to create a podcast to use with your students.